Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Shamika, and welcome back to Speak Freely, where we celebrate the freedom of speech. And in today's topic of conversation is the tired ass one of cultural appropriation. Yeah. First off, let me apologize for my eyes. They are really red because my allergies are fucking up once again, but the show must go on. I wanted to make this video about cultural appropriation like a couple of weeks ago, but I recorded the video when it was dark as fuck and my fucking potato camera was just shitty, so I didn't upload it. And I actually had another story of cultural appropriation popped up, and I decided to go ahead and make the video anyway. Recently, or a couple of weeks ago, the Asian basketball player Jeremy Lin was in the news because another basketball player by the name of Martin, I believe he's retired, I could be wrong, called him out for having his fine ass cornrowed dread look on the basketball court. And I'm gonna start this off by giving you guys a rundown of what was said, just in case you don't know already. Just to make it like a little bit more interesting, I'm gonna do it in this dramatic reading, you know, for you guys. So this is Martin. This is the other basketball player who was trying to shame Jeremy Lin for his dreads. This is his quote. All right, here we go. Do I need to remind this ... boy that his last name is Lin? Because we all know all Asian people's last name is Lin, right? And as well, let me just intersect that word boy. If anybody knows the history of the African American community when it comes to grown black man being called boy, that has a lot of weight to that word. So if the roles were reversed and Jeremy Lin was calling him boy, Black Lives Matter would have been all over that shit. But let's continue. These people, again, if the roles were reversed, these people, there is no way possible he would have ever made it on one of our teams with that shit on his head. Talking about the dreads. Martin said in a now deleted video on IG, that's Instagram, come on, somebody really needs to tell him, like, all right, we get it, you want to be black, we get it, but your last name is still Lin. No. So then a lot of people came out and kind of was sort of attacking Martin, saying like, oh, but Martin, you're being so mean to this Lin guy. Like, oh, just be a little nicer, Martin. So Martin deleted that video that was on Instagram, but he doubled down. And he came back with another statement. He said, that man, no longer calling him boy, but that man is grown. That man can rock whatever hairstyle he wants to rock. That don't mean he wants to rock. Now he wants to rock, and that don't mean, that's not proper English. That don't mean I have to like it or agree with it, he said. That's Martin. Second of all, I am grown, and I can say whatever I want to say about it. It ain't about race, man. No, it ain't about race. It ain't about none of that. Grow up, people. It was a joke. It was just a meme, bro. I said that part. I put the meme part in. But I don't like it. See, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, like, I was just kidding. It was just a joke, but I actually meant everything I said in that joke. That makes it not a joke. But I don't like it. And I don't agree with it. So, it is what it is. Alright, and then Jeremy Lin, a 29-year-old basketball Asian player, Jeremy Lin said in response, hey man, it's all good. You definitely don't have to like my hair and are definitely entitled to your opinion. He wrote, Jeremy Lin, actually, I am legit grateful for you sharing it. To be honest, at the end of the day, I appreciate that I have dreads as you have Chinese tattoos. Because I think it's a sign of respect. And I think as minorities, the more we appreciate each other's culture and the more we influence the mainstream society. Thanks for everything you did for the nets and the hoops. Had your poster on my wall growing up. Hashtag you old as fuck. Thank you, Finn. Anyway, I love the way Jeremy Lin responded to that. I had a little chuckle to myself because like the whole Chinese tattoo thing was like a backhanded compliment. It's like when people say like, "Oh my god, I love those shoes. Are those from last year?" Yeah, basically hashtag you can't afford the new pair. Backhanded compliment. If you didn't get that. Anyway, Jeremy Lin looks good in his fucking dress and he can rock whatever the fuck he wants. But let's move on to the actual topic of cultural appropriation. So cultural appropriation, the dead ass, tired ass topic I wish people would stop talking about, including myself, became a trend, became really up in social media hemisphere. Maybe this time last year, maybe 2 years ago, it was a big thing. That black girl harassing the white guy with the dreads. Again, if it was reversed, that's how you know shit is wrong, is racist. If it was reversed, it wouldn't make it wrong. If it doesn't make it wrong to you because a black person is doing it to a white person, but it makes it wrong if the white person is to a black person, you're a hypocrite. Point blank in the period. So that was a thing, and I wanted to make a video back then, and I think I did actually record a video, but I never uploaded it on my second channel because I just felt like it didn't really go with the theme of traveling and, you know, free-spirited and happiness and peace and love, so I didn't upload it on that channel. But anyway, this is the thing. Come close. This is the thing. Black people, white allies, you cannot tell somebody that they cannot allow their hair to do what it naturally does. It's common sense, actually. Yeah, so like majority, I would say all, but I don't want somebody to like go find some fucking culture or race where their hair just is impossible for the dread or not. But the majority of the human race, if they have hair on their head, can dread naturally on its own. I'm gonna walk you through the process of this, okay? So this is what happens if this is how your head knots and dreads. So if you go in a bathroom, right, and you wash your hair, and you wash it, you put shampoo in it, you condition it, you do all of this, but you don't comb it out, right? You don't take the comb and you don't comb it out, right? And you do that, you repeat that step the next day and the next day and the next day. You go in a shower, you put shampoo and conditioner and but you never take that, you never go to the next step, and you never comb your hair out, right? And on top of that, you put other shit in your hair. You put mousse in your hair, you put grease in your hair, you put oil, coconut oil, you know, gel, whatever rocks your boat of hair products. You put that in your hair, but you never finish that other step of you have to manually go through your hair to comb it out. You know why? Because if you don't go that extra step, your hair will naturally dread on its own. All by itself. So you can't tell a race of people that they're not allowed to let their hair naturally do what it does on its own if you don't fuck with it. Okay? So that's one. Yes, did Jeremy Lin manipulate his hair? Yes, to get it to form that way. Yes, but his hair dreads naturally anyway if he doesn't fucking comb it out ever. If you watched these cultural appropriation debunking videos before, you probably already heard the saying that black people don't fucking own braids, black people don't own fucking dreads, that people who have been rocking braids and dreads since man has been on the face of this fucking planet. You know, you can go back to the Romans, to the Greeks, to the Egyptians, to the Vikings, to the Celtics. You can go back, you can see multiple races rocking their hair in braids and dreads. A lot of times women would wear their hair in dreads as a sort of as a dressing, as a decorative dressing upon their head, or the Viking warriors wore their hair in braids and dreads and stuff like that. So it's been around since the time of man, and one of the reasons why combs and brushes and other hair type of tool utensils were invented, because people hair dreaded and knotted, and they had to figure out how to stop their hair from doing that. So people invented things to comb the knots and the dreads out of their hair. There would be no need for those inventions if people's hair did not dread and kink. That's why they were invented in the first place, because people hair do that naturally. Are you catching on here? So one of the reasons why people assume that is a black thing, because first of all, black people hair texture is different. Our hair will naturally dread faster and easier, even though everybody hair does that. But when your hair is more kinkier, your hair dreads easier. So people assume as a black thing because of the texture of our hair. Even though many races and many cultures have been rocking dreads and braids for many millennia, a lot of them dropped that style when the invention of the comb and the brush came in place, and it was dreads and stuff was seen as unkept, unclean. It just wasn't fashionable anymore. Men stopped wearing their hair so long and stuff like that. And so, but the African culture kept wearing their hair in braids, and then the Rastafarian culture that brought it back into mainstream America around the hippie days, around the free love days. They brought it back, and even back then a lot of black people still weren't really rocking dreads unless they were Rastafarians. A lot of white hippie people were rocking dreads, but that's how it got brought back into sort of the Americana scene, was brought back by reggae culture, Rastafarian culture, and that's why it was sort of seen as a black thing. But they did not originate it. They didn't invent it. It didn't come. Everybody's been doing that. And even today, you can still find cultures who rock their hair in braids, who have no attachment to Western culture whatsoever. Right now, I'm in Thailand, and if you go to the hill tribe peoples and the peoples in their villages, women will still have their hair in braids. Maybe not braids like this, but they'll have braids in their hair. And again, they still will braid their hair as decorative, as a decorative sort of hairpiece on their head. They will use their own hair and braid it up. Right now, here in Thailand, people have no attachment to Western culture. Even besides the people that are way up in the hills in their villages, right now, if you walk down the main streets of Thailand, you will bump into multiple Thai people, especially Thai men, who have dreads from the root of their hair past their fucking asshole. Thai people rock dreads all the time. They're not copying Western culture. That is in their culture to wear dreads. Point is, black people don't own that shit. Alright? I'm gonna move on. Let's move on to something else more stupid, okay? Hoop fucking earrings. Hoop earrings. I can feel myself getting stupider already. So there's been a recent article trying to say hoop earrings is cultural appropriation. It's just as stupid as the digital fucking blackface. So you know what? I decided to do something. I just wanted to see, just out of curiosity, who invented hoop earrings. Where did hoop earrings really originate from? And some websites claim, and I'll put the link in the description box below, that hoop earrings actually originated in Egypt, Greece, Iran, and Rome. Those are the 4 places they say it originated in. Nowhere in there it does say it originated in Hispanic community. Just because you make something trendy doesn't mean you invented it. Doesn't mean you own it, and technically nobody owns it. I'm not saying that Hispanic people now can't culturally appropriate the Greeks, the Romans, and the Egyptians, and the Iraqians. I don't know if that's how you call them, but yeah, that's the history of hoop earrings. That's where it originated from, according to some websites. It's funny because when I Google search this, when I put who invented hoop earrings, the first item that came up was exactly what I was looking for, and then all 5 items or 7 items below that was white people can't wear hoop earrings, cultural appropriation, who's allowed to wear hoop earrings. I mean, those SJWs have been at it. They've been blogging that shit up and making sure it's on the first page of Google, but at least it wasn't the first thing on the top of the page, so we have some hope here. There was one article that said, that was sort of like, oh, this is where hoop earrings came from, this is who invented it, and it was some anecdotal story about some girl who grew up watching her mother in Puerto Rico wear hoop earrings. That is your personal reality. That is your personal story. That does not mean your mom or Puerto Ricans invented hoop earrings just because when you were a little kid your mom were wearing them. Okay, that is not evidence that they invented it. So whatever. I feel like the people who wrote this article, the people who are writing this blog, in their tiny brain, in their tiny brain cells, literally think to themselves like, oh my god, this is a revolution, we're so woke, we're like freeing our people and getting back at the white man. Like, no, you're wasting your time and energy. and you're an idiot. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna talk about that any longer because it's stupid and this video is already going really long. And FYI, if you're subscribed to this channel, I'm long-winded, so get used to it. So cultural appropriation is a thing that's kind of just it's become a joke. It's become pretty much a meme at this point, where people are saying if you eat sushi, that's cultural appropriation. If you do yoga, that's cultural appropriation. You can't travel, you better burn those passports because that's cultural appropriation. So that's what I'm doing right now, cultural appropriating. You can't learn a different language. You can't learn how to communicate with people across the world because that'll be a cultural appropriation. Let's divide us. Let's not bridge us and bring us together by not learning each other's language. That's also cultural appropriation. I wonder if we're gonna go down that road. Guess who invented light bulbs and bottled water and air conditioning and cars and computers? So yeah, bitches, turn off those lights, get rid of those cars, throw away your phones and your iPhones, stop buying bottled water because you're cultural appropriating. Alright, you see where I'm going with this? If we start nitpicking at everything, most of us won't have anything of possession anymore except our dreads and our hoop fucking earrings. I'm done with this video. I feel my brain is shrinking and gonna leak out of my ears any second now. If you have any comments, please put in a comment in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like it, share it on Twitter and Facebook and whatever. Just share it around because it is hard for a sister to grow up in this town called YouTube. And if you like these discussions, sometimes they're serious, sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're fucking cringeworthy, please subscribe. And if you subscribe, hit that bell so you get the notifications when I do upload. And that's it. Thank you.